about you guys, but I could use a drink right now. All right, let's chat. So I'm at the evening of day 5, shelter in place for my county, which was one of I think 5 or 6 counties in the San Francisco Bay Area to kind of first do a shelter in place order in California. This was before the governor declared one. I think he declared it on Friday. So that was Monday when we heard about it. Caused a little havoc at work. It was a little nuts. We were having a hard time figuring out if my firm, my company was a essential business. So we laid guys off. It sucks, but we laid guys off. The next day we sorted out that we were an essential business, just brought them back. So unfortunately my guys missed some time during the confusion. So anyways, it's been kind of weird, and I just kind of want to talk about it and share my experiences with this, being 5 days in, and just kind of chat with you guys about it. So my kids have been out for a while now. They're actually on their spring break, and we just got a notice that their spring break is going to be extended. They get a 2-week spring break in the district that they're in, and so that spring break is extended, and I think we go back to school sometime around the 6th, something like that, of April. So that's still a few weeks off. Luckily, their mom is off work. I'm working from home. They closed all of our offices, as most companies have, and I can do my job from home. I still have to travel a little bit, check out stuff for customers. We've had multiple emergency calls during this time period. So that's kind of why we're an essential business. If a tree falls on a house, you need us. That type of thing. So anyways, it's been really kind of weird driving around the Bay Area the past few days, just seeing life in this new system. There's still people out, you know what I mean? There's still stores that are open, mostly grocery stores, gas stations, hardware stores, Home Depot's open, stuff like that. And, your Best Buys, your, clothing stores and stuff like that, they're closed. And, I've gone back and forth on what I think about the shelter in place thingy and, what I think about coronavirus in general. And, there's a lot of people out there on the internet saying this stuff's a hoax and, conspiracy theories and, stuff like that. And I don't want to get it too far into the weeds on that kind of stuff. Not in this video. My take on it is it's real. And, it's going to disrupt a lot of lives. And there's a lot of hysteria and panic around this too that I think is kind of driven by the media. And it's unfortunate, I actually had to have toilet paper shipped to me. And I consider myself somebody who, thinks ahead, is forward planning. And I never really thought you'd see a run on toilet paper. But here's the thing. I got like a 60-pack of terry towels, right? So I'm good to go for a while. You know what I mean? Anyways, in the midst of all this, I'm moving. I should have mentioned that. Boxes and stuff like that in the background. We're moving. The kids and I are moving. Staying in the same town, just kind of moving to a different area of town and just a little change of pace, There's a lot of uncertainty out there with a lot of people. A lot of people have lost their jobs, probably temporarily, but you never know. There's people out there that, businesses out there that they're not going to be able to survive this. I'm kind of worried about my business being able to survive it. We're going to be able to make it through 3 more weeks, 4 more weeks of this, and then coming out of it, is the economy going to be able to rebound, and are we going to be able to make it? We're brand new. In all of that, I've seen a lot of really interesting things, like families out outside. It's just weird, like more so than ever. Like people walking around with their families at parks, going for bike rides. The trail systems in my town are just getting used like crazy, and it's kind of cool. It's really cool to see that, right now. I know, like for fishing, like you can still go fish under this order. Some of the places that people like to fish in Northern California have been shut down. But, you can still go fish the Delta. They're going to have a hard time shutting the Delta down. Places like Clear Lake, it's no motorized vehicles on Clear Lake, unless you're a local, I think. Anyways, it's just really weird. There's a lot of people out there that have lost their jobs, a lot of scared folks, And I got 3 things, basically, that I want to just kind of hit on really quick. One of them's kind of a big scheme thing. One of them's a long-term change your way of thinking thing. And then one of them's a short-term thing, okay? And I was talking about this with my buddy, Dean. He and I were talking about this quite a bit. Things that we hope we see change after this, The first thing, this is kind of like the grand scheme, the big scheme of things. Something that I really hope that happens as our country comes out of this is that we really recognize the importance of critical manufacturing being done in the United States. I've listened to several podcasts about this whole episode. Joe Rogan had a really good podcast, and when you hear people talk about how the medicines that we need as a country to survive, the vast majority of them come from different countries, and supplies like the N95s, right? Your PPE for your healthcare workers or your first responders, stuff like that. It's coming from outside of this country, and that just blows me away. Somebody made a good point, I think, in that podcast, and he basically said the United States military would never, ever, ever let another country be responsible for producing the ammunition that they need to fight a war, right? And why would we as a nation let some other country make all of our medicines? Maybe a few here and there, you know what I mean? If somebody in Switzerland comes up with a great medicine for curing cancer, yeah, bro, we'll buy it, you know what I mean? But why are we outsourcing so many of these things? It just blows me away that as a country we let that happen. Now the next one is more geared towards the individual. Over the past several years, I've been fairly blessed to have taken my finances more seriously than I have in the past. And I cleaned up a lot of stuff, right? Right now, I am debt-free and I have money in my savings account. And I can weather this storm for a while. Not everybody's like that. And I'd say the vast majority of people aren't like that. And I hope that this situation reminds people that your jobs aren't always guaranteed. Natural disasters can happen. And we shouldn't always count on the government to take care of us. We need to have a certain level of independence in this. Independence isn't the right word. I just can't think of it right now. Where we take care of ourselves, right? Where we don't rely on somebody else to take care of us. We set ourselves up to take care of ourselves. And if you got tons of credit card debt, you got fancy cars in your driveway that you're paying on, and you owe a ton of money to the banks don't care. They want their money, you know what I mean? And I really want people to think about trying to clean some of that up, because this could happen again in the future. Set yourself up to be in a position where you're not freaking out when something like this happens. You're not freaking out if your company goes under and you're on your own for a little bit looking for a new job. Just think about that. This third section kind of goes to who we are as people and some stuff that I'm personally doing. I'm not going to tell you to do this type of stuff, but some stuff that I'm personally trying to do right now. Prior to the whole state getting locked down, I needed a haircut bad. And I actually went to a different county. I'm sure I'll get shit for this from somebody from traveling outside of a mandatory shelter-in-place county to go get my haircut. but I got my hair cut, right? And the only reason I tell you guys this, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that. I'm just giving you an example, okay? I was sitting down talking to the person who was cutting my hair, and this person was telling me about being uncertain what their future looked like. This person lived with their mom and their brother, and I'm guessing their dad, I don't know. And their mom was a substitute teacher, and right now that substitute teacher was scrubbing classrooms, deep cleaning classrooms. But that wasn't gonna last forever. And what was gonna happen to them if, as the governor of California said, he was really doubtful that kids would go back to school. Well, if a substitute teacher isn't in a classroom or cleaning a classroom or something, it's pretty hard for them to get paid. So there was a lot of uncertainty. I felt really compelled to give this person a pretty hefty tip at the end of the haircut. And I just looked at him in the eye and I said, look, I'm giving you this tip. You seem like a good person. There's some crazy times ahead of us. Luckily, I'm in a place where I'm okay. You know what I mean? And I want you to just stick this in your pocket and don't go burn it on, gas or, going and doing something fun with your friends. Save it in case you need it. And, there's stories about this that I've been talking to friends about. My dad, he really likes this, the sandwich shop. They even named a sandwich after him, up where he's from, right? He goes in there quite a bit for a sandwich for lunch, and he really values this sandwich shop. And they're still open up there for like walk-in, carry-out type service like most restaurants are. So he went in there one day, he ordered a sandwich. He asked them how they were doing, and the lady was like, well, we're still here, we're hanging on. And he said, you know what, let me buy $50 in gift cards from you. And he bought $50 in gift cards from that person, the owner of the sandwich shop. And he didn't do it because he wanted the gift cards, right? He's just doing what he felt was the right thing, getting some cash into this business because he knows this business is having a hard time making it. And there are restaurants and bars and just stores all over, hair salons, whatever, that are having a really, really tough time making it right now. And it's only been a few weeks. This thing's gonna keep going. And if this isn't in your part of the country yet where you're on shelter-in-place orders or, restaurants haven't shut down in your state or your area, you know what? I hope it doesn't happen to you, but there's a good chance it's coming your direction. If there's a business or a restaurant or something like that, and you have the means now, you're financially able to feel confident and not worry about spending an extra $100, $50. Go buy some gift cards from them. You know what I mean? And heck, you don't even have to use them. Go buy them and tear the damn things up. Or go buy them and give them to another friend and say, hey, if you like their sandwich, give that person a big tip. They could use it. That's the stuff I'm trying to do right now. That's stuff that people in my circle of friends are trying to do right now. I think we all kind of need to keep that in mind. If you're a member of a gym and you really value that gym, and you can, and you have the savings, you have that balloon that's catching you in this thing, or you're still working, whatever it is, support those companies. If you value their service, don't just cancel them or freeze them or not pay. Now, if you're on hard times right now, and I know there's a lot of people that are, do what you got to do to survive. It's that simple. But if you're in a position to help others make it through this by keeping some of those automatic drafts going for gym memberships and stuff like that, by tipping a food delivery guy handsomely when he comes drops foods off at your house, by giving a word of encouragement to a teller at a grocery store because those people are busting their butts. Helping a truck driver who can't drive through a drive-through get his food. Simple things like that. The opportunities right now are endless. Waving at your neighbor and not being a dick for a change. Whatever it is. Those opportunities are out there for you to make a difference in this time. And really, we're all in this together. Whether or not you think this is a conspiracy theory, whether you think it's a bunch of BS, if you're still working, if you're off work, whatever it is, if you're in one of these shelter-in-place situations or a lockdown or quarantine or whatever the hell you want to call it, we're all in this together. Beyond all that, there's other things to think about, you know, spending time with your family. Now that you got all this time, what do you do with these kids? I don't know, I might talk about some other stuff, you know, being safe. You know, there's a good chance that property crime could explode here in a little while as people get really antsy. The other thing, don't be a dick and panic purchase tons of stuff at the grocery store. You know what I mean? Get what you need, maybe one extra. Everything's gonna be okay. All right, guys, if you have any questions or thoughts on this, you know, let me know. It's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be cool. You know, we're all gonna sort this out, and especially if we come together as friends and communities and stuff like that. I hope you guys are all safe, healthy, and yeah, we'll catch you some other time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting out west with Chris.